says a perimeter of a triangular plot of land is 2,400 feet. So draw the triangle, and the perimeter equals 2,400. Draw your picture. Oops, 2,400 feet.
You want me to draw it too?
So you tell me the longest side is 200 feet, less than twice the shortest. What's that mean?
That it's 200 feet less than 2,400 feet. So then it's going to be...
Nope, this is the total perimeter.
Oh, sorry.
That's not one of the sides.
So that means I have to find out what each side...
The longest side. So there's one definite longest side. Our triangle doesn't look like that, but let's make it look like that a little bit
Could
more.
I possibly divide that by 3?
No, don't do that, because
Okay.
that's assuming that they're equal sides.
But then I was going to add 200 to the longer side.
Okay, you're thinking critically about it, which is
Okay.
good. But this problem, you probably would rather do a little. I'll show you the better way to do it. The longest side is, see that? That means equals. So let's call the longest side L. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
L is equals 200 feet less than twice the shortest side. Let's call this the shortest side S. So if I take twice the shortest side, which is 2S, and subtract 200 from it, I'll get the longest side.
Okay.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I found an equation. I wrote an equation from that sentence. So let me read it again. This, you get better with practice. The longest side, which is L, is equals 200 feet less than twice the shortest. So start with twice the shortest and subtract 200. There's your equation for the longest side. The middle side, let's call that M. The middle side is 200 feet less than the longest side. So tell me what M equals.
L minus 200.
Good. L minus 200. Find the lengths of the three sides. So what do I know about all of three of those sides? What do they do? S plus L plus M all add up to what?
2,400.
Exactly. That's the perimeter. Now, we don't want L, S, and M. We want just one of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to substitute things in and try to eliminate some of these variables here. So you'll notice that I can write everything. Do you notice what these all have in common? What does each equation have in it?
200.
True it does, but what variable do they each have?
And L.
They both have an L. So let's write M in terms of L, which we already did, and let's write S in terms of L. So let's rewrite this equation so that S is by itself.
Okay.
So I first add 200, right? See what I did there? And now I divide by 2. S equals L plus 200 divided by 2.
Okay.
Why would I do that, you ask? Because now when I plug this in for S, and when I plug this in for M, look what I have. I'm rewriting S in terms of L, plus L, that's this, right? So this is S, because that's what it says up here. This is L, and what's M?
L
minus 200.
Mm-hmm.
Good. There's M, there's S, and there's L. And they're all in terms of L. Since they're all in terms of L, I can do what with this equation now?
Do like terms?
Yeah, we can get like terms and stuff. So now this is where it goes back to my other videos that you may have seen before, where I talk about the best way to solve an equation like this is actually to get rid of the fraction. And the way to do that is to multiply everything by 2. Just take this whole equation and multiply it by 2. The reason is because that way you don't have to mess with fractions anymore. So this 2 is going to cancel with that 2, and you're just going to get L plus 200. All right? That 2 is going to multiply by this L, and you're going to get plus 2L. it's going to multiply into here, and you're going to get plus 2L minus 400. Right? See what I'm doing? I'm just distributing, and this is going to be 4,800. I basically just doubled everything in my equation. It's kind of like taking 1/2 and saying it's equal to 2/4. I just doubled
Trying to
everything.
get rid of the fractions.
Yeah, and I
that's all.
just made it easier to deal with.
Okay.
So add up your like terms, 5L, subtract everything over to the other side, so that's going to be positive. I'll just do it one step at a time. 200 equals 4,800, right? 5L equals, add 200 to both sides, 5,000. That's nice, which means L equals what? 5,000 divided by 5 is?
1,000.
1,000. So there's L. It said find the lengths of the 3 sides. Well, that's one of them. 1,000. If that's 1,000, let's work our way backward. Plug in 1,000 right here for L. 1,000 plus 200 is 1,200 divided by 2 is 600. Plug in now to M. Plug in 1,000 for M. 1,000 minus 200 is 800. There are your 3 answers.